Hey YouTubers, I wanted to talk to you about something. I read this, I think on Facebook, but I wrote it down because it really spoke to me, and I wanted to share it with all of you. It is ways to fall in love with your life. And that's all about me. I want to be encouraging to all of you. In a video that you watch, I want you to be encouraged. I want you to find something positive from my videos. That's my number one thing that I want to do. And this is something that I wanted to share with you. And the other thing, after I share that, I actually had a birthday a couple weeks ago, and I tend to buy myself something for my birthday. I tend to treat myself a little bit, and I did. And what I bought, I really, really like it, and I'd like to show it to you. So, without further ado, let's get going. Okay, falling in love with your life. And a lot of these things on the list, they spoke to me because a lot of these things I do. Very important to me. Wake up early. I wake up at 6 o'clock. Sometimes I wake up at 5:30. And, I don't tend to lay there. If I wake up at 5:30, I set my alarm for 6, especially on days that I work. But, if I wake up at 5:30, I'll get up. It's like my body is telling me, hey, you've had enough sleep. It's like I'm awake. So I go out to the kitchen, I make my coffee, and I come back and I read for an hour. And I have 3 different books that I'm reading right now because I love to read. And I will read a book in the morning, whatever of those 3 books that I feel like reading, I'll just read it. So I wake up early. The other thing that I do after I'm up and about is I make my bed. There is a book called Make Your Bed. And I don't quite understand people who don't make their bed. My mother was a big bed maker. She was a nurse. You had the hospital corners. You had to make a bed. You had to make a bed if you were a nurse in a hospital. You had to make a bed with the person in the bed. And it was done every day. And, before she went into nurses training, she had a mother who made the beds every day. So she grew up with that. Nurses training just kind of reinforced that. But yeah, my mother would never leave the house without making the bed. And I know from real estate, if you look at a bedroom, the bed is the focal point of the room. And if the bed isn't made, the rest of the room can be perfectly neat. But if the bed isn't made, the room doesn't look to be, the room looks messy. I just don't understand why somebody doesn't want to make their bed. I really don't understand that. To me, a made bed, a well-made bed with the pillows and everything is a beautiful thing. So make your bed. Set intentions for your day. A lot of people, everything that happens to them in their day is a reaction to what gets thrown at them. And I think that if we have intentions for our day, the day goes better. We get more done. It's just a better way to start. And I will do this sometimes the night before. I work today, but I'm off tomorrow. So I'm already thinking, what is it that I want to do tomorrow? What are some things that I need to do. Do I need to go to the grocery store? I already have those things in my head. And I am a big list person. I like to have a list, and then I do it in my phone, in my note app. And then in the emojis, there's a check mark. There's a green little check mark. And I love to put those check marks at the end of something that I have gotten done. So, yeah. Speak kindly to yourself. I don't always do that. I need to speak kindly. I tend to, I got a hair there. I do talk to myself quite a bit, living by myself. But yeah, do I speak kindly to myself? No. That is something that I could do better at. This comes way before this number, but it's enjoy your coffee. I have a Keurig, I have a coffee maker, and I have a French press. The French press is amazing. I did a video a while back on how to make coffee with a French press. I didn't really even know French presses existed. I really didn't. My boyfriend is kind of a coffee connoisseur. He has contraptions to make coffee that I didn't even know existed. French press was one of them. I just wasn't familiar. But he gave me a new French press for my birthday, and it makes wonderful coffee. I used it this morning. The Keurig that I have, he gave me. It was his, and then he just didn't tend to like the coffee that the Keurig made, because he's kind of picky that way. And he gave it to me. So, and then I did buy the coffee maker, but I only paid $12 for this little Mr. Coffee. It's not a fancy one. But I do enjoy my coffee. I definitely do. And I enjoy my tea at night. Very, very nice. Go for a walk without your phone. I do take my dog for a walk every morning, but I do end up taking my phone with me. Every once in a while, I have forgotten to take my phone with me. And that is when it's really a good thing, because you hear the birds, you hear nature, you're more aware of what's going on around you instead of listening to your phone. So that's something I could do more often. Talk to your friends and family. I text every day with somebody, a friend, a family member. It's important. You need to keep in touch with the people that are closest to you. And I do that. Learn something new. Don't always do that. I love learning something new, and I think you can learn something new every day, but I haven't made that an intention, but I do need to do that, because that is good. That's good for our brains. It's like when you went from Dish Network to DirecTV and you got a new remote. All of a sudden, all the buttons are in a different place. You got to figure out how to use this. You get a new phone. You go from an Android to an iPhone, and you have to figure out this works different. I had to learn, to do a YouTube video like this. There were things I had to learn to be able to do that, to post a video, to do a thumbnail. I had no idea how to do that. And so I learned how to do that. So I do learn, and I do like to learn, and I do read a lot. So yeah, learning is important, and I don't think you ever stop. Fuel. I couldn't read my writing. Fuel yourself with whole foods. I definitely need to do this more. Oh man, I I got another hair laying there. I hate that. Shed. Yeah. I need to eat more fruits and vegetables. I have a sweet tooth and I like chocolate. So yeah. I need to eat better because being older, I have gained weight. I don't like the weight that I'm at. Once you hit 60, it seems like it's incredibly hard to lose. I have found it incredibly hard, and I never used to have a hard time with that. Practicing gratitude. Yeah. That is the video that I made last night. Gratitude makes what we have enough. Yeah. Gratitude is extremely important because as long as you are grateful, I think that being grateful for what you have and for who you have in your family, you cannot be thinking every day of what you don't have. You have to think about what you do have. Because what you do have is so much more than what you don't. And, life can be very difficult at times, and there can be days where you find it very hard to find something to be grateful for. But I truly believe there is always something to be grateful for. Someone, something. There is always something. And that is so, so important. And then the very last one, surround yourself with people who lift you up. You need people who are positive. That's very important. Negative people can tend to bring you down, and you're going to have to fight against being dragged, You don't want to get dragged down in the mud. You really don't. So that is all that I have as far as falling in love with your life. And now I want to tell you what I got for my birthday. And I kept seeing ads for this, and it looked really interesting and something I had never tried before. And so I got, do you see that? Laura Geller. This is what they call baked foundation, if you can see that. Yeah. It's baked foundation, and you even have a little mirror there. So you could take this with you if you wanted to. I got that, and then this is a kabuki brush that they call. It's very soft, very soft. But when you're using it for your makeup, you kind of do this. So this is not so flimsy, it's more tighter. And you put that in there, and then you are going like this, you're going over your face. And what this is supposed to do, actually I'm getting ahead of myself. This is a primer. I don't know if you can see the name of that. It's really hard with the light. Yeah, it's really hard to see. But it's a primer. And actually they call it spackle. It's not like that. It's just a really nice moisturizer. It's not spackle. But it's a skin perfecting primer. And it's a base that you put on. It is good for hydration. You put this on, and then you put that on. And I gotta tell you, it took me a while to get used to it. I wasn't used to putting any kind of foundation on with this. Wasn't used to it at all. But then I kept giving it I kept trying it, going over it, but what it does is liquid foundation can tend to go into the wrinkles. And this stuff does not do that. And it just goes on nicer. I actually really want to get some more of her stuff. Now, it's not cheap. The spackle, I'm going to call it primer. Primer, this, and the brush was about $45. That's a lot. You know, I'm a frugal person. But when you look at this baked foundation, this lasts a long, long time. So I didn't feel so bad about it. Now the primer, yeah, I'm going to have to get another one of those. But this brush, this is like the nicest makeup brush I have ever had. Very, very nice. And so anyway, I think I'm sold on this stuff, and I really think that I'm going to get some of her other stuff. And you can I think you could actually go on YouTube, and in the search little thing, you could say Laura Geller beauty, and there's videos of women doing it. I'm not one who I'm not going to be doing a makeup video. That is not my thing. But there are plenty of videos out there that kind of show you. The other thing that I'm going to do, and I got this eye makeup at Costco, I think, at Christmas time a few years ago. It was called Julep. Oh my gosh. It was the best eye makeup, eyeshadow I have ever used. And I've been seeing ads for that too. So, I don't know. I might splurge on that because that lasts forever. It lasts a really, really long time. I don't know. But it took me a while to get used to this. So if you do this, let me know in the comments have you tried Laura Geller? Have you thought about it? How easy, how hard was it? It took me some time to get used to it. And you can actually put it on and then kind of build up coverage, you know? It's pretty amazing. I was pretty thrilled with it. So I've been wanting to tell you what I did when it came to my birthday, what I bought for myself. So that was it. So anyway, if you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, share it, comment. I would really appreciate that. Those of you who watch on a regular basis, thank you so much. I so appreciate all of you, and I thank you so much for coming back every time I have a video. It is. I am grateful. I am grateful for all of you. I really, truly am. So, like I always say, use it up, wear it out, make it do without. Till next time, bye.